Hey everyone, welcome to this video. We're going to do just a real easy, gentle practice today, starting with a meditation and finishing with a nice long Shavasana. So the kind of intention behind this practice is to find some peace within. So with everything that's happening in the world at the moment, it can be very easy to be kind of led away from your life and from yourself and be sucked into what's happening around the world. But it's more important than ever that we actually take the time to find this peace within, to acknowledge our shadows and our light, and to be devoted to this, to finding this within ourselves, because we won't find it outside of ourselves. And we all come to realize this now with everything that's happening. So we're going to start with a meditation. So you can sit, I love sitting on 2 blocks and kneeling like this, but if you like to sit cross-legged, you can do that instead. Okay, and we're going to just make sure we're comfortable as usual. Spine is long. This kind of elevation of the spine out of the hips, and the shoulders can relax away from the ears. Palms can be up or down on the legs. Eyes can close. And just take a moment just to feel your physical presence. Acknowledge yourself here, choosing to spend some time on your mat. And just letting whatever you're sitting with today just be there. Sometimes heaviness, sometimes lightness, sometimes frustration, sometimes overwhelm, sometimes ease and spaciousness. It's always different. Just acknowledge what you're sitting with today. I'm actually going to turn the palms so they face upwards on the legs. So you just rest the backs of the hands on the legs. We're going to just focus on a mantra for a couple of minutes. So if you bring your thumb and your index finger together, you can internally say the word peace. Then bring your thumb and your middle finger together. Begins. And your ring finger and thumb together. With. And your pinky finger and thumb together. Me. Okay, so it's peace with the index finger. Begins with the middle finger. With the ring finger, and me with the pinky finger. And just do that by yourself. So peace begins with me. Moving your thumb from finger to finger as you say that internally to yourself. Peace begins with me. And just keep that going, just internally. Keep going, just moving your thumb across each finger with those words. Okay, make this your last round. Release your fingers. You can start to gently open your eyes, but just keep your gaze very soft as we come to lay down on the mat. So you can put your blocks to the side and just come to lay down. Just bring your knees together and your feet about mat width apart. So your knees kind of fall in, meet in the middle. Just allow the whole back of your body just to relax. The back of your head. And again, just acknowledging the intention to come back to that peace within. There's always things to do. This is your time. Okay, you can start to just blink the eyes open. And we're going to straighten the left leg out and draw the right knee in towards the chest. And just give it a little kind of squeeze in and then let it move away from you again. Just gently squeezing it in towards your chest and then letting it move away from you again. So everything about this practice is going to be really peaceful. Okay, so you don't have to kind of get out of that zone that you've created already. Okay, and then just straighten that leg up towards the sky. Now the left leg might want to bend, and it can. You hold behind the right leg with your hands. Maybe just circle that right ankle a few times. Okay, and then bend and straighten that right knee just a couple of times. And then you can lift your head off the ground as you draw the head towards the leg and the leg towards the head, just getting a little bit more into the back of the leg. Your left leg can be bent like mine, or it can be straight. Depends how kind of strong you are in your hamstrings. Stronger hamstrings, you'll want to stay with that left foot down like that. Longer hamstrings, you'll want to straighten that left leg out. Okay, release the head back down. And then we're going to bring the leg down actually. Okay, just moving my blocks out to the side. I'm going to take the feet about mat width apart again and just let both knees fall down to the right. You can look out to your left, so a little bit of a twist, and you've got an external rotation of the left hip and an internal rotation of the right hip. If you like, you can bring that right foot just on top of your left leg. So that right foot just on top of the left. Just take a couple more breaths here. There's no rush in this practice. Okay, and then turn your head back to center. Lift your legs up to center, kind of as they are, so we come straight into that figure 4 pose or that reclined pigeon pose. And you can hold behind the left leg. Maybe close your eyes while you're here. And take a few breaths. You might want to move a bit. You might want to stay still. Sometimes I really want to move and I circle the hips a bit. But today I really just feel like being still. But just go with what your body wants. Okay, and then you can bring that left foot back down and then cross the right leg on top of the left leg. Okay, cross it all the way over the top and shuffle the bum slightly to the right. And then let the knees drop down to the left for a twist. So kind of eagle legs, if you know eagle pose. We've taken them over to the left. Just take one more breath here. And then inhale, turn the head back to center. Bring the hips back to center and uncross the legs. Just take a moment here in neutral. No rush. Just feel. Okay, and then we're going to draw the left knee in towards the chest. Straighten out the right leg. And just let it move away from you. And then let it move in towards you. Let it move away from you. And then let it move in towards you. Just a few times. Okay, and then we're going to straighten it up towards the sky. You can bend the right knee if you want. Bring the foot down and then hold the back of the left leg. Maybe circle that left ankle. So we don't need to really force like to 100% and to like always doing a really active and strong practice. These gentle practices can be just as effective to bring you back to wholeness, back to peace. You might like to bend and straighten that left leg a couple of times. And then lift your head off the ground a little bit. Drawing your leg towards your head towards your leg. And keep your right leg bent, or you can straighten it out, up to you. Just take one more breath. And then release, bending through that left leg, releasing the head down. You're going to bend through both knees again, feet wide, about mat width. And then windscreen wiper the legs over to the left. Arms can come out a little bit wider. You can look out to the right. And then bring your left foot maybe on top of your right leg. If that feels okay. If it feels too much, just keep it where it was on the ground. Otherwise you can just bring it on top of that right thigh. Okay, and then you can turn your head back to center. Lift your legs up as they are into that figure 4 pose. You might keep the right foot down to start with, and then lift it up when you're ready. Feeling that nice opening, that stretch of the outer left hip. You can hold behind the right knee. And just take a few breaths here. Sometimes I like to circle my right ankle while I'm here. Try and release your jaw. If you tend to clench it, try and release it. Take one last breath. And then bring your right foot back down. Cross that left knee over the right knee. Move your bum slightly over to the left. And then drop your knees down to the right. Look out to the left. Your supine twist with bound legs. And just taking one more breath. Turning the head back to center, then gently lifting the legs back to center, unhooking them, bringing your hips, your pelvis back to the midline, and then just windscreen wiper both legs from side to side. Okay, and then bringing the legs back to center, draw them into the chest, and we're just going to rock up to a seat. Bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. I'm going to sit on a block, so you can grab a cushion if you like, or a block if you've got one handy, for our butterfly pose. So loose diamond shape with the legs. Find a little bit of lift in your spine, in your heart space. Take an inhale, and then exhale as you fold over your legs. We're going to stay here for a couple of minutes. So do make yourself comfortable. Don't come too deep. No pulling yourself down, you're just letting the weight of your body, your upper body, pull you down a little bit with gravity, but without force. And when your head maybe starts to wander, your mind starts to wander, just come back to that mantra. Peace begins with me. Remembering the importance of this work. This isn't just a little relaxing break. This is really important work that will have a ripple effect into your whole life. Everyone around you will benefit from this, from you practicing this. Okay, with your next inhale, just start to look up a little bit. Just really take your time coming back out. You can bring your hands down and just gently walk yourself back to an upright position. Bring your knees together. Bring your hands behind you. And just straighten out the legs for a moment. Let the legs relax. Now close your eyes again. Just a little counter pose. A rebound pose. Okay, and then we're going to come forward again. This time in a caterpillar pose. So caterpillar, it's a forward fold, a yin yoga pose, but you just keep the legs quite soft and the back can round. So you can just round forward when you're ready over your legs. I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes while we're here. So the back can be a little bit rounded, the knees can be a bit bent, the feet aren't flexed, they're just relaxed. So you've got this nice rounded spine, which usually we discourage in other styles of yoga, but in yin yoga, it's okay to just curve a little bit, without force, without really trying to get your head down. Again, just let the peace in. Just let the peace in your heart. Remembering that mantra, peace begins with me. Okay, so with the sound of the bell you can slowly lift up. Just bring your hands behind you again. Bend your knees this time. Bring your feet down. We're just going to do a little reverse tabletop. So just lift up. A little bit of action after that. And then lower your bum back down. Move that block away, if there's one there, and come to lay down. Take a breath in and a sighing breath out through your mouth. Okay, we're going to take the block. If you don't have one, just a couple of sturdy books can be useful, or even a sturdy cushion or pillow might work. You're just going to press into your feet, lift your hips off the mat, and you're going to put your block this way, so medium height, underneath the sacrum, long ways, like this. If you've got two blocks, you could even put one on top of the other, if that feels a bit more stable. Put them under your hips. Or maybe just the block on its flattest setting is enough. Just whatever works, just a little bit of a back bend. Closing your eyes. Your arms are alongside your body, palms facing up. You've got access to your fingers, so we'll do the peace begins with me mantra again, with the thumb tapping each finger with each word. Peace begins with me. Keep it going. Okay, and you can finish your mantra. Let your hands, your fingers relax for a moment. And then we're going to come back down. So you just want to press your feet up, slide the block away, and lower the hips down. Just take your knees out to one side, so both knees can go to one side and they can kind of come together if that feels good. So one on top of the other, both over to one side, little twist. Take a breath on this side. And turn your head back to center. Lift your legs slowly, maybe one by one. And take them over to the other side. So bring maybe right knee on top of left if you're on that side. Take both knees over. Look the opposite way to your knees. Just imagine, feel that twist in your spine. Where is it twisting? Okay, and then turn your head back to center and lift your legs, maybe one at a time, back to center. Now you can draw your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rock from side to side. Maybe a bit of a happy baby pose, just taking the knees apart. If you want to hold the feet, you can. Or you can just keep holding the knees like I am. Okay, and then bringing the knees back together. Release the feet down. Your final relaxation. So you can either stay like this, maybe with your knees together and your feet a bit wider apart, or you can straighten your legs out into your full Shavasana. It's up to you. Let your eyes close. Really let your body ground, earth. And just let your breathing just return to its natural pace. No forcing. Again, acknowledge the words. Peace begins with me. Now you're welcome to stay here a bit longer or as long as you like. Or if you're ready, you can roll over with me onto one side. And then gently using one hand, push yourself back up to a seated position. Once you're seated, bringing your hands in front of your heart, just to seal your practice. Bowing your head forwards. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.